really glad to have you here because this topic, as I was saying, is near and dear to my heart. And we're going to dive into 3 things that you might not think of when you're moving past a breakup.
I don't know what she's going to talk about. This is kind of like a surprise for me as well. Before we get started, I want to ask chat, like, and this is, remember guys, this is the safe zone for everybody. I will be the one that lets down my walls first. But drop an emoji, drop a purple heart if you guys have struggled with heartbreak. If you guys have struggled with relationships, if you guys have struggled with moving on, if you guys have struggled with dealing with the aftermath of relationships and feeling that like going back, you know, like you feel tied. Is that the right word?
Yeah. Stuck, tied.
100%. Like, guys, drop an emoji. I want to make sure y'all are tuning in today. Your guys's whether we're reading off every comment or not, we're still looking over, and like the engagement means everything, guys. So
yeah, if you see me looking down, I'm checking comments, I'm looking at that, so we're just going through.
We came prepared, y'all. We got notes, we got comments, we got things that we got to do. So we've got a couple emojis here, but no, definitely I will be the first one to open up and say, like, dealing with heartbreak, that's probably been my number one, even since I was little.
Struggle.
I've always struggled with it. And like,
let's still chat. Let's be honest. Shifter had heartbreak starting at age 5. I remember you had a little crush at school, and yeah, you came home not so happy. It didn't work out. So I think there is a lot. You know, it starts young in our life, even in our teen years, that first love, all the way to adulthood. It's inevitable. You're gonna face some sort of heartbreak in some capacity, whether you fully get married or not, or you just go into a relationship. I think it's going to be something that most people can resonate with. But when I guess when I say the end of a relationship, I'm not just talking about divorce, like I was saying. So if you have just, you know, maybe you had just gone through a breakup with somebody that you were dating, or you were thinking about marriage, or it is something from your past where it's still haunting you. And you know, that's what we're going to talk about tonight, you know, because whether you're like fresh out of it, you're in the middle of it now, or it happened a long time ago, it's still, if you haven't healed from it, what you don't heal, it eventually comes back up. We know this. And so that's why I thought it'd be really good tonight just to give people three things to move past the breakup. Whether it was like years ago for you, or just yesterday, or maybe it was even this morning.
Hey, you know, it's like, and here's the thing that I realized too, is that like there's like, just like you said, like it doesn't, and especially with me, and we talked about this actually a little bit last stream. The title of my last stream was Never Again.
Never Again.
Never Again. And it was about you know, like we look at baggage being passed down. We look at the you know, like the
generational trauma, handing down the baton of the bad stuff.
The baton of baggage.
Baton of baggage.
The baton of that, guys. Baton of baggage. That's the secret password for today.
Baton of baggage. I like it. I don't like it. I don't want it.
Exactly.
I don't want it.
But you know, like, you know, like with you going through your divorce, you know, over a decade ago, and
yeah, and
you know, with the things that I've been through, and with Rose and how it's affected her. There's a lot that's happened, like I said, behind the scenes. I have, you know, it's quite ironic because I've been an open book this whole journey, but I have not really opened up about my past and the relationships, and it's primarily out of just respect of
right,
you know, others, but
of course.
It's I haven't really talked much about, you know, like we look at the song Criminal. We look at, you know, just some of the stuff that I've been through, and like the journey that I've been on, and I get a lot of questions. Like a big comment I get is, you know, where's Rose's mama? Rose's mama is very active, and I will say this: Rose's mama is very active in her life. She is like, she's present, she's there, 100% active. So
absolutely,
I think bullets, mama shipped.
Yeah, absolutely. Marmar has a really good comment here in the chat. She said that her and her hubby didn't separate because they stopped loving each other, but because we did. I know it sounds complicated, even though it wasn't heartbreak. It was still hard to let go of a future I'd seen clearly for so long. The end of part of who I was his wife. This is so important because I think a huge part of getting over a breakup is grief. And grief isn't just for death. It is also for relationships that have ended, feeling lost and unanchored, losing those traditions that you loved and missing the certainty of what you once had. I think that's actually more difficult than the idea of the person being gone, because you have to release what you once were and create a new identity. So there's a lot of grief in that. So even if you ended a relationship and it was for the best, there's still a lot of difficulty in healing in that. So there's a big misconception that if you choose to end a relationship, that it's amazing, it's positive, you're on a high. Yeah. And that's not always the truth. It's really difficult to go through a breakup, whether you're the one that's initiating it or it was done to you. So yeah, I think we'll get into that.
Yeah, I think that's I just want to interject. I think that's a really good point, is that even if there's instances of relationships being broken off mutually and in good terms,
definitely
that's besides the point of you having to let go and recalibrate of a life that you thought once was. Is that the right way of putting it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's so difficult. It's so hard. And most people don't do this work. They don't go through this process. They end up, and we could talk a little bit about that. Some of the things before we get into the 3 ways to move past a breakup. What are some of the things that you have seen people do in the community of your life, your family, your friends, that isn't so, I don't want to say the word toxic because it's overused, but maybe not so healthy? Some of the things that people do.
Y'all got a friend that keeps going back to that ex?
Well, even things, even beyond going back to the actual person that may have hurt them. What's something else that we see people do? I mean, one of the things I see people do is they tend to numb out, and we don't realize how damaging that is. When I mean numb out, like they go into this zone of, they shut off their life from everybody they love. They stop seeing their friends. They become.
Why are you calling me out?
They become they become like stuck to the house. And Marmar says they start dating right away. Ooh, that's a big one. That's huge.
We need to have we should have
that's massive.
We should bring we should get a
red and green flags. Yes.
Oh, damn. Hey, here's the thing I want to say really quick. Shift family. I have talked about this and like I said, there's a reason why we talk about all this stuff, and I'm so blessed and thankful to not just for my mother, but the fact that you are a relationship coach. You have helped me so much. And even though I'm still in this process of healing and growing and learning, if I didn't have your help and navigation, I know I wouldn't be here in this spot.
Wow.
I really don't think I would. And you guys know, Shift family, those of you guys that have been part of this family and been tuning in for a while, my number one downfall has been my lack of consistency. And just like you mentioned, some of those red flags could be closing yourself off from the world. I say the words hiding in the abyss. I've been in the abyss. Yeah,
we can call it 100 different things. We could call it depression. We could call it, procrastination. We call it whatever we want, but that is something to do. Yeah, I just want to go back and read. ADHD Nuggy said, get into a relationship with people to forget the pain. Yep, just like Marmar said too, start dating right away. These are things that people do when they get out of a relationship and they haven't done the healing. Now, I'm not saying, that's necessarily always bad. Sometimes we do need to expand our vision of what is out there in the world. Because we get stuck thinking this is it. This is the only thing that's available. But the best thing to do is, before we get there, we're going to go through the 3 steps, is to not step into any of these things. Yes, do the thing to protect yourself and heal for a little bit. Go inside a little. Grief is real and it has phases, but I mean, this is a sensitive topic, but I know it's one we need to talk about because, like you said, it affects us so much. But also in the work I do, I know the statistics. And if you're listening and watching this, the statistic is you're more likely to get married and get divorced than you are to stay together. And so that's a scary statistic. And so
Will you repeat that one more time?
Yeah, you at today's world, you are more likely, if you get married, to get divorced than you are to stay together. And so it's so important for us to understand it's not about staying married forever. That's not the goal necessarily. It's we want to stay with someone who creates and helps us have an amazing life. And we want happy relationships. It's not about the length of your relationship that determines your success. It's more about the quality of it.
Ooh, I love that. E-Rush, thank you. By the way, yesterday we just hit our Twitch affiliate 1 year anniversary.
Amazing.
Anyway, E-Rush, thank you so much, bro. I love you, bro. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. No, I agree. Will you say that last sentence again? The last sentence, or I'm sorry.
Well, I was saying that the truth is that the statistics are climbing. You are more likely, if you get into a marriage, to end up in divorce than you are to stay married to that person forever. So it's wise for you to understand knowledge is power, to understand how do I heal? Because look, like I said, whether you've been married or not, or you've been in a relationship or not, whatever, you have heartbreak, you're bringing your past baggage, or what do we call it? The baton of trauma. Baton of trauma?
The baton of baggage.
Baton of baggage. That's it. You're bringing your baton of baggage into a relationship.
And like, so you're saying, like, if I were just to meet someone, after even now, like if I were to meet someone and just say, like, let's get in, we become like
In a
let's get into a
relationship.
relationship, I'm almost greeting myself with this baton and saying, like, here you go.
Well, no,
Like,
you're handing that to them and they're handing theirs to you. How big is theirs? I guess you got to find out. And it's not about finding someone without that baton of baggage, because we all have it.
we all have that baton.
So it's about understanding, have they done the time and made the effort to understand what it is, where it's coming from, and to heal from it. And so I guess that's what we're going to talk about tonight, because I have worked with so many people who have healed from breakups, and there's 3 incredible steps that you should be really considering if you want to finally start the healing process and like move past carrying the giant baton of baggage. So
is there anyone here in chat that feels comfortable just like even saying, like, if you guys are in a happy, committed, is there anyone that's married in this chat? And it's a private question, you don't have to answer it, but I mean, like, I think the majority of people here are either single or have dealt with heartbreak or have dealt with past trauma. Creatureology said relationships is bad, hard to find the right person nowadays.
Oh, another question. Do you believe people can truly change, or they just act differently?
Well, look at me.
I am a huge believer that people can change, but you are not able to force anyone to change. It has to come from within. I know this sounds cheesy. If you try to force or put down like boundaries to say, if you change or else I'm gone, that's not going to initiate real change. It has to come from within someone. But yes, people can change 100%. I've seen massive transformations in people. It's so big.
I think that's something that I really struggled with as shifter, as this motivational figure, in the way that I see myself.
Yeah.
In the way that I've impacted and made a difference in people's lives. I tried really hard to make people.
Yeah.
I tried really hard.
How did that go for you?
It didn't work.
Wasn't really successful.
It wasn't successful, and it's not to say it wasn't successful in the fact that it brought, it's not about the other person. It was about like what it did to me.
Yeah.
Trying to change others, and trying to force it, in a sense of like becoming shifter happened naturally. It just happened like out of nowhere, kind of. Like it really wasn't out of nowhere, but it was out of nowhere.
It kind of was. It definitely
kind of was out of nowhere.
And I think this is an interesting thing, because I want to, before we get into the 3 things you should do, it's really, there's 2 reasons I believe that most relationships end. This is just now from my personal experience, okay?
What do you want to ask chat, or do you want to keep going?
Okay, yeah, let's ask chat.
What do you guys think are the 2 biggest reasons relationship end?
Yeah, give us some ideas. What are some of the biggest reasons relationship ends?
I was so scared to lose someone that I lost. Ooh, I like that. I was so scared to lose them that I lost them.
Wow, that's powerful.
Nuggie. That was a good one. It's almost like you hold on so tight, it's like the rope that cuts your hand, in a sense. Like,
yeah, it does. It's like self-sabotage. Okay, here's a couple answers. Lost trust. lack of communication, lack of effort. Ooh, you guys are good. People get comfortable and complacent. So we got to get some good answers. So there's the 2 reasons. Number 1, complacency. People lying to gain your trust. Someone, oh yes, Erush says.
Trust. Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, there's some. You guys got this.
Chat's on point, guys. Keep the energy.
Oh,
radiant.
okay.
Hey, we got Obi. Shout out to Obi. Hey,
Obi,
love you,
compatibility. This is
Obi.
interesting.
Keep going, mama. Don't mind
Okay,
me when
okay,
when I type, you just ignore me.
Okay, compatibility. That's a big one that a lot of people cite. But I'm a big believer that you can be compatible with almost anyone. I know it's controversial. So I think it's really good for us to talk about this. Okay, here we go. I'm just looking at the rest of these. Now, the 2 reasons I feel that relationships end. Number 1, because one person gets empowered and outgrows their stuck partner. Number 1. Number 2, because one person was unable or unwilling to work through their own baggage in themselves that their partner is triggering in them.
Oh, damn. Wouldn't even thought about those.
Now, I feel if those two things weren't present, I feel that almost any couple in the world could work through just about any problem.
How many relationships do you think that you've connected and touched paths with you and
Taff.
You and Taff?
Taff's my husband. We do
Taff
this
is your
together.
husband?
Thousands.
Literally. Guys,
Thousands.
Like she's been doing this for
Years.
damn near almost a decade now. And so this is coming from like experience of speaking and talking to like, I didn't even expect you to say that.
Do either of those resonate with you?
1,000,000,000%. Would you like just quickly just read those?
Recap those?
Recap those.
Yeah.
What are the, hey, Eve, thank you so much for the resub. Supported the movement for 8 months. Look at that. We got a hype train going.
Yes.
Guys, really quick.
Oh yeah, let's mention.
We got a lot of things going on behind the scenes, y'all.
Obi, hi mama. Hey,
hi, Mama
Obi.
Church, Obi. Guys, we got the goal right down here. Boom, support Papa Shift. I gotta get diapers, y'all. I gotta get formula. I gotta
and
get
baby wipes.
I gotta get baby wipes too.
Actually, you do. I just got here from England, by the way, but 3 days ago.
Hey, and it's been a blessing. It's been a blessing. You want money? I got a bagel and.
Do you want me to make you some breakfast?
I'm like, damn. It feels. Hey, I feel like a kid.
Mama's in the house. Once a mom, always a mom. It doesn't matter if your child is an adult. You just always want to be a mom. Oh my goodness.
Obi just
Obi.
It, bro.
Oh wow, that's amazing. So we're streaming live on YouTube and Twitch right now. So if you're watching on YouTube, we're also over on Twitch. So we got a lot of Twitch action going on here in the amazing community. This is awesome to see. I love seeing it from behind the scenes. I'm always
so
in the chat. It's so different. I love it. It's so amazing.
It's like a cockpit. You're in
it is. I'm literally in a.
Marmar. So Obi just gifted 8 subs.
Oh my gosh, we did it! New song announcement.
Marmar, we'll do an announcement at the end of the stream. Marmar just with 1,000 biddies. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you so much.
That's amazing.
I love y'all. Thank you guys for real. Like for real. I like this is what I'm trying to do to take care of myself and my family. So I really appreciate it so damn much.
It's good. And we pray that like this topic and we're talking about tonight like brings you some absolute gem for you in your life or someone you know. So that I think that's the goal of what you do in your community is like it is a safe haven. It's a safe place, but it's also a place to like talk about these topics and things because life is difficult. And we were just saying right before this, the 2 reasons relationships end. And a lot of people there's a lot of reasons. If you look at the divorce statistics, people will cite money, irreconcilable differences. But the real reason I feel is, like I said, number 1, because one person gets empowered and outgrows an often stuck partner. Meaning one person comes up and the other person just stays stuck. They just stay stuck and they're not willing to pivot, grow with them or be on that journey with them. That's a major reason I see for relationship ending. And the second is because one person is either unable, but most likely unwilling to work through their baggage in themselves that their partner is triggering in them.
I think unwilling is the right. Unable would be like
There is
If
some
it,
people that are unable, but
well, it's
most
like
of the time it's
I'm not gonna
unwilling.
be if you better do a backflip right now, or else I'm not gonna be with you. And you're like, I can't do it. I'm unable to do a backflip. But it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
work on like communication, work on trust. It's unwilling. I feel like that's the thing is like,
Right.
well, here's another thing that I realize is I think a lot of people will relate to this is like being burned by trust, where people will say like, all right, I will work on this. I will work on my communication. I will work on being faithful. I will work on,
It's like empty promises, but then they don't. Yeah, that's huge. It's huge. Well, let's get into it. Let's get into the 3 things you must do to move past a breakup. And I should say my husband, who I do this work with, he loves acronyms. I don't know if everybody likes acronyms. Okay. It's an easy way to remember things.
we need a shift acronym.
You do need a shift acronym. This one's easy and it's ARC, ARC, like an arc, ARC. So
Arc.
ARC,
Someone insert this rainbow.
ARC. ARC. That's so funny. And so ARC are the 3 steps to remember when you're thinking about how to get past a breakup. Because the A is for accept. Now, this is probably one of the most difficult steps, and people don't think it is, but it is. And that's to accept, to become aware of what role you played in the breakup of your relationship, not what the other person played.
Even if I feel like even if I feel like I was outed, even if I feel like I was like
trampled on, abused.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there's any excuse for someone to abuse you. If you've been through abuse, that's horrendous. But you have to accept, what role did I play in accepting the abuse in my life? How long did I stay? Was I a doormat? Was I unable
We
to
talked about that.
Yeah, was I unable to assert myself, my boundaries, or to stand up for myself when I knew I could? It's about looking at your truth. And it's not a judgment factor. It's not about judging anybody, but you have to accept what happened and what role you played in it. This is so difficult. This is the hardest thing, because we always want to like point the finger, like it's them, it's them.
And that's something that we worked on together.
And you're still working on. You have to ask like what behavior I brought to the table that wasn't good for the mix. And is that behavior actually serving me? Like, is it serving me good? So, okay, OB says acronyms are what? I had lived with the military years in aerospace. You got my attention. Yeah, so ARC. And that's accept. So you have to be brutally honest with yourself. So the first step is be brutally honest with yourself. I want you to consider that, like you said, even though you weren't selfish, you were loving, you were giving, you did everything you could, that maybe you...
Didn't I kind of know, like, in a sense, like we can use me a little bit, like, like I said, I'll just out of respect for everybody.
Of course.
But like, like, maybe I stayed, like, maybe I was hurting myself.
You didn't know how to assert for yourself in a positive, loving way, say what you really needed. Do you know what I'm saying? So sometimes we struggle to just tell sometimes we struggle to let people know what we actually need. It's really hard. We just think like they should be mind readers. They should know that I need that. And then we don't know how to communicate it. We don't know how to say to someone like, I really need you to do this because that's how I get love. Like, that's what I need for your support.
I think for me, it was also like being afraid. Who like has been afraid to communicate it? I mean, don't hold up. Eat my. Thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate you. Almost got me. Almost got me. Major Banana. Thank you for the sub. Thank you so much. Manners. You'll see some funny, interesting names.
I know. I love these names. It's amazing.
There was one time they got me really, really good. Thank you guys so much. But I think something for me is like was not having and like you said, like holding myself accountable for. Like I would be the sheep that cry wolf in a sense, or not the sheep that cried wolf, but like I would be like, I would stay in something and then wonder why I keep getting hurt.
It could even be that your responsibility is that you didn't really acknowledge your triggers, and so you didn't know how to communicate it. So, for example, I have been through some difficult relationships in my life, and before I married my now husband, I know because I'd been in an abusive relationship in the past that I don't do well with yelling and screaming. I just don't. And so I set him up for success from the beginning, saying, I can't do that in our household. I can't do yelling and screaming. Look, we're going to get pissed. We're going to get mad. It's going to happen. But I can't do the yelling and screaming. And so I set him up for success by expressing that to him and knowing that about myself. Because if I didn't know that, and sometime we got into an argument and he just raised his voice, I would have been like, oh, he doesn't love me. He's crazy. He's abusive. Or I may have thought that. And so I had to set him up for success. So when you know what your triggers are and what your response to the triggers are, that's a huge part of the first step to getting over a breakup, is going, I know exactly what that was that triggered me in that person and why it triggered me. It's really important.
We talk about the baton of baggage, right? Growing up, when I was younger, there was a lot of yelling in the house.
Yeah.
And like, like genuinely, and like, we can be 1000% honest. When it comes to me, you can always be real and honest. Like,
you're not a yeller.
You
rarely raise your voice.
Rarely. And I think it's because like it's a trauma response. It's like it's a trigger for me, And it's
do you ever hear that when you go through something in life, you either A, become that thing, or B, you just like rebel against it completely. You rebelled against it. You're not a yeller. You're not a screamer.
Obi said trauma can influence a lot.
Absolutely.
I have this, saying where it's like the things that you've been through will either be the reason you break free or break down.
That's a good one. It's true. That is so true. It's so true. It could even be that you had accept that you yourself were in a really dark place and you had really bad, low frequency energy in the relationship. And you didn't have a lot of self-confidence, because, I can tell you that couples who are successful have a lot of self-confidence in themselves. When you lack self-confidence in yourself, you actually bring that into your relationship. So that could be part of your accept. Yeah, I didn't have good self-esteem. I didn't really focus on my confidence. And so that it could even be that. So this is really, really important. So that's the first step. And I said this before, but I think this is a really powerful soundbite for you. We repeat what we don't repair.
Damn. One more time for chat.
We repeat what we don't repair. So if you think you're going to end one relationship and get into another, and it's going to be all roses and no thorns, it's going to come back out again. Trust me. If you don't repair that stuff, it is going to repeat in some manner or some way. It's less about compatibility and it's more about that baton of baggage you're bringing with, the baton of baggage. It's going to come back up. And we subconsciously are very comfortable with people who trigger us because our brain knows what to expect. So we actually kind of are attracted to the trauma.
We're attracted. Even just like this.
Sorry, that might be me, guys.
Okay, we good. We back. We got
okay.
Tick, tick, tick. We good, right?
All right, perfect.
What was that? What did I say? I had something I wanted to say.
Oh, you're saying about the bully who chases you, actually likes you.
It's the girl that goes. I've always tried to be the respectful gentleman. I've always tried to be the nice guy. I would write love letters. I do all these nice things, and like, yeah, it's the same term. The nice guys finish last.
Because there's something about the girls that like the bad boys.
Mm-hmm. What I've realized, chat, is that there's a reason why like most women aren't attracted to it, is because most of the women aren't healed and most of them aren't. And it's the same thing. Yeah. It's nothing against women. It's the same thing with men as well. It's 50% equal. It has nothing to, it's just my experience as a male. Creature had an amazing question. I have to scroll up.
Yeah, let's see that. I saw that question.
Do you chase love or do you accept the love that chases you?
Ooh, I don't like either. I don't think
She said I don't like either.
I'm a big believer that you become the best version of yourself, and you become like you instantly resonate with someone of the same frequency. So let's say you're carrying that baton of baggage and you're in the like you'd like to say the abyss.
The abyss.
You're going to attract people who are in the abyss. And the moment you start to elevate your life and you think about this, like when you start to get healthier or you start to, do things that are better for yourself, you start resonating with different people. Like it's almost like your BS filter gets stronger. It's easier for you to recognize these attributes in other people that are really positive and
That's
good.
kind of like where I feel like I'm at in my journey of my healing, of just recognizing red flags from a mile away, and not like saying it's like they're a good person or not, but it's just like understanding that if I could recognize it, maybe it's because this is something that I'm going through. It's something that I can relate with.
I think if I remember this, there's 3 words when you're thinking about finding a new relationship is be, do, and have. Be the person that you can be the best version of yourself. It's not about being perfect. Then you will have a level of frequency and vibration, energy that you're going to bring to the world, and then you will have it. It's not about having it and then you become it. It's not like you find the perfect person and it's be, do, have. Be, do, have. That's how you're going to get to the point where you're going to find that person. So the second part of the acronym ARC, we just went through A, except the second part is R, and that is repair, to raise your state. So repair. This means healing. Repair. So repair is about healing from your loss, giving yourself permission. We talked a little bit ago about grieving, because when your relationship ends, there is a grief, even if you chose to end it. It's about rebuilding your confidence, your energy. And so you're not walking around feeling, like I was saying, like broken or uncertain. It's about really, whether it's going through therapy, coaching, finding yourself and going back to something that really inspired you, or maybe it's for the first time finding something that inspired you. I think for you, Shifter, you a lot of people don't know, when you were younger, you were a really incredible artist in the background. You never did it professionally, but you always were drawing, creating, singing, playing the guitar, but you were an amazing athlete. And I mean,
I was a beast.
He was
in high school.
Like varsity sports, every sport possible you played, and you got a MVP of the year a lot of times. You were, the most valuable player. You're doing all this great stuff, and then when that ended, it was almost like, what am I now? And for many years, you went into focusing on relationship, and you went into fatherhood really young, and I saw you sort of lose your essence of yourself. And I think when Shifter came about, gosh, how many years ago now? 2.5, 3?
It's been 3.5.
Wow, 3 years.
Yeah, please feel free to use my story as like a relatable, because I think like for me, like this is, guys, this conversation that we're having, and this is why it's important, is because like this conversation is really what a big part of what like birthed the Shifter movement. Is what started. Like I got to if you guys ever listen to my song The Truth, I want you guys to go listen to my song The Truth after this stream, and it's gonna hit differently. I promise you guys, even if you listen to my song The Truth.
Yeah, I agree. I think I saw you become a very different person. I'm kind of reading through some of the chat. We've got some, I like Marmar says, I'm super allergic to any kind of drama. I love that. I always say I'm allergic.
No bullshit.
I like saying I'm allergic to certain things as well, people and energies. So the second part of the arc is repair. So we're talking about that. And that's also creating a sense of movement. And I mean, this is about emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically. Even if no matter what's going on, you have to get to that point where you're repairing. And like I said, we say this often, we repeat what we don't repair. But if you skip this part, the repair,
y'all better pay attention.
You'll be finding yourself in relationships and situationships that keep triggering you. You're going to keep finding it. It's going to keep coming up, and those wounds will never actually heal. They'll just have a Band-Aid on it. They'll just be invisible for a short time, like that short fix of the honeymoon period. The honeymoon period's real. We have this thing in our brain, all these chemicals that release when we meet someone, and it gives us this short window of what we like to call in the relationship world idealistic distortion or rose colored glasses. So when you meet someone, you get like, oh, they're perfect.
It's the honeymoon.
There's nothing wrong with them. It's amazing. I love all their quirks. All their red flags are like cute.
All the
In the beginning, they're like, oh, that's so toxic.
So cute. That's so toxic. I love you so much.
Exactly. Oh my God, they're so obsessed with me. They texted me 100 times today. Oh my God, they want to share the location with me. They want me to share my location with them. They want to track me. Okay, so this is really cute in the beginning. And then when that wears off, the reality sets in. And so it's really important that you surround yourself with people that will get you on this healing journey of the repair, because your healing deserves your attention. You cannot you can't ignore this piece. It's so important. So I always suggest to people, you know, whether you're doing it yourself to like get someone with you. Oh, he's got a banana. Going for the banana.
Banana.
Shut up, banana. Okay, Barmer says everything keeps repeating until we've learned our lesson. Absolutely.
Welcome in, everyone. By the way, let's just take 30 seconds, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I'm sure you know how difficult it can be trying to pay attention to chat. Well, especially doing these topic streams when we have an agenda and we're trying to, with my ADHD and there's so many guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I go back and rewatch the whole stream.
You do, absolutely.
I go back, I rewatch the whole stream. I will see everything that you guys say, and I really appreciate you guys so much.
Oh, we read this comment. This is a good one.
Nuggy, want to read that one? Go ahead.
Yeah. What is the best thing to do when you voice something triggers you, but the person keeps doing it? I told someone that cursing at me in a way upsets me because of this stuff that happened when I was a kid, and they kept doing it in the same way. So this is really important. So the first part is being aware that, one, it triggers you. Two, expressing that it triggers you. Now, the third part isn't, you can't control someone else's reaction or lack of, you know, them showing up and doing the thing you're hoping they do the most, which would be to soothe you, relax you, not do the thing. But you can set a boundary, and you have to be able to say, if you do this, I will do this. And your boundary has to be super clear. I think we've done a stream on boundaries, and boundaries are difficult because most of the time we set boundaries we don't actually keep. Like, I'm going to leave you if you do it again, and then we never leave. So it's not about leaving.
I've been notorious for doing that.
So your boundary might be, look, when our conversations get heated, I'm gonna take off. I'm gonna get a timeout because I can't deal with the toxicity in the language is used. That triggers me, and I've already expressed it to you. So the next time we get into a difficult conversation and your language starts going awry, I'm out. And I'll check back in with you in an hour or two, but until that calms down, I'm not engaging in this conversation. And that's going to be a really, really difficult one, but that's one way of doing it. So you have to understand you can only express what you need. That's just good that floor is cleanable. Yeah,
I'm listening.
That's a boundary for me.
Okay, I got you.
I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. Okay. You know, it's funny. We are so alike. In some ways, we are both absolute clean freaks.
We are. I'm a very clean and organized person.
That's actually, in my relationship, a very important thing. I have to live in a very clean environment. That's a big thing for me because it brings me a sense of peace. It's actually how I feel in control of my life, is by my environment staying clean and in shape. So,
you know, I have a thought about relationships. I just have why is my voice coming in so low?
Do you have something on? Are we sounding different than we actually sound in real life?
Okay. That should be okay. All right, we should be good now. I think what happens in a relationship when I don't rely on this person to heal me, when I like, you know, it's like
that's a good wow.
We feel like these a lot of the times in my past. This is why I have stayed. By the way, this is why I've stayed single for the last 2 years, year and a half. Is because I want to be able to say that I've taken care of my pain. That it wasn't because, and it's not an ego thing, but like I just shared this post with the post I made is like, who are you to expect someone else to take the baggage, that baton of baggage for you? Like, How dare you?
Yeah, if you enter a relationship thinking that someone's going to heal you, that is the absolute worst. That's a massive red flag that coming out of you. Don't do that to someone else. Granted, you should be with someone who's going to bring your nervous system peace, but and healing is a lifelong process, and we have to have people on our journey that brings us that level that supports the environment. It's like a comforting environment, but it's not their job to heal you. It's not their job to heal
It's
you.
not your responsibility.
And even the most healthy relationships, people get triggered. Matter of fact. So don't think that everyone who triggers you is a toxic person. That's not true. Okay. What makes you feel alive, and why don't you chase? I'm just going to read some of the questions here. I'm sorry. Why don't you chase that more often? Oh, that's a really good thing to ponder on. What makes you feel alive, and ask yourself, why don't you chase that more often?
Because I want to interrupt everything right now. I have gotten so many people that have asked me about, why do I make music?
Oh wow.
Like, why are you doing, like, Shifter, like, you're going down this path right now. Like what like, why are you going hard with music right now? Like,
so why are you? Tell us.
Music has literally been my, it's weird. Like I said, like the birth of the Shifter movement is really in a nutshell of my creativity. Those of you guys that have been here for the last 3 years, you guys remember the old short films that I would make. This movement has constantly evolved, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely.
It has evolved one step after another step.
It's kind of grown up with you as you're growing up, and I think we're never not growing up, even as an adult. Even as a grandmother, I'm still growing up. You're still growing up as a father. We're still developing and changing, and I love that your community has seen the evolution of you and the change. And even Rose has been growing up in front of people's eyes.
It's crazy.
It's beautiful. And now Ember is growing up in front of people's eyes. And it's beautiful to be able to share that with people. And they see your ups and downs. And it's hard to keep showing up when life is crappy. It actually really is. And you keep doing it.
It has been very crappy. But it's been amazing. I've noticed too, that I've talked about it, is like we were just talking about this last night. About, I was thinking about the me being up in the cloud. Those of you guys that don't remember, my little room, that was like my whole domain for like a year and a half. This
tiny little room
with three people in there. And, like, Rose didn't have a room. I mean, Ember didn't have a room. Like,
you all shared a room.
We shared that room.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
And what was I saying about the cloud the other day? Like, just about how I miss it a little bit.
Yeah,
like,
there's a piece there that existed when the noise was gone.
I say, for all we know, chat, these are the good days.
Actually, they will be. You will look back even on the hardships, and you'll go, "Oh my gosh, remember those days."
Obi says something really good. I was in a relationship where her trauma was triggered with gift giving, but that is my love language.
Wow,
that's
Obi,
hard when love language. That was something that Obi, I can relate, bro. Is where love languages are.
They can clash.
Completely just.
But trauma can be triggered. This is interesting, Obi, when you say this, because when I first married my husband, I had the same thing. Money. There was a lot of financial abuse in my second marriage, and I remember the first time I was with my husband, and we live in England, so I'm here in America, visiting. And so I went to go visit him in England in the beginning of our relationship. And I didn't have a laptop. And I was, at the time, many, many years ago, I was a professional photographer. So the flights are like 10 hours long. And he said, I'm going to get you a laptop so you can work on the flights. And I remember being in the store. It was kind of like Best Buy, but in England it's called Curry's. And we're standing in Curry's. And
what the hell is Curry's?
Curry's is Best Buy in England. It just is. So we're standing in Curry's, and he's about to buy me this laptop. I froze. I had such a trauma response because I felt, if he gives me this gift, what is he expecting of me?
There's like, on the back end.
Yeah, it's like, oh, and also I own you now or something, or I'm going to control you. And I remember like having a really like trauma response to it. And instead of jumping into my trauma, I just told him. I shared it with him. And he was really loving and respectful about that. And we had this like talk about it. He goes, "Oh my God, I don't even, there's no strings attached to this. It's for you. It's just for you as to better your life." And we also, you know, we always say, we have this saying between my husband and I, he says, "Put the blueberries in the cart." Because the next day we were at the grocery store, and I was gonna go put some blueberries in the cart, and I realized that my card from America wasn't working, and I didn't want to put them in the cart. So I was like, "Oh, it's not going to work." And he goes, why aren't you putting the blueberries in the cart?" I said, "Oh, my card's not working because I didn't add the international thing." And this is many years ago, before you could just use your card anywhere for Apple Pay. And he said, "Put the blueberries in the cart. Don't ask me. And don't think anything of it. I will always buy you the blueberries."
In the car, babe.
So anytime we're out shopping or we're doing something and I see something I like and maybe I don't have the money or maybe I didn't bring my purse with me, he says, "Put the blueberries in the cart." And so you can get through this. And I think it's important, like you said, to put these things, to being aware of them is really important, but to expressing them to your partner and sometimes you have to work through it. It's going to take a process, and it's okay. It's okay to do that. So I'm just reading some of the comments. We have a lot of good comments.
Lex, I just want to go over this. I can handle this one. Lex said a lot of people give up on their dreams nowadays, which is sad. People need to continue with their dreams and use that to drive their betterment. Unfortunately, people get scared and worried. And here's what I want to say about that is like, people do not fail in life. People give up. I mean, like how we've had this conversation where I felt like the shifter movement is crumbling, where I feel like, but here we are now. We're live right now. And I don't normally, like, we have 15 people. This is the most viewership I've had in 2 months on Twitch. And through the income, like, when you let go of the numbers, it's really like,
it's about the intention.
It's about the intention. And like, people don't fail, they give up. That's really what it is. If you keep pursuing, you will break free. I promise. You will break free of some sort of limitation.
Oh yes. So yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Someone's talking about love bombing in the chat. I think that's huge. And that's when someone just comes at you with a lot of love and adoration out of nowhere, and you don't really quite know each other yet.
Coming on strong.
Yeah. Coming on too strong, too fast, too soon. So, you know, this is a huge part of it. Let's get to the third part of ARC. So ARC. Okay. So we're in the last part of the acronym, and C is the third step to healing, moving past, you know, a breakup. And that is to create. It's to create and cultivate a new way forward. So now you've accepted the role you've played. You started to repair, and now it's about creating. And I think that's where you're at. You're in kind of that R and C.
I just had like the epiphany. I'm on the last phase of this healing journey.
You're like coming out of R and into C.
Yo, we breaking free. Break free.
So you're coming out of R and into C now. And that's so important. It's because this is where things get exciting. This is where most people jump to this step, by the way, right away. They're like, "Oh, I'm going to get new hair. I'm going to get new clothes. I'm going to get a new life, a new, you know, whatever, get a new man, get a new woman, whatever it is." And they skip A and R, and they go right to C, which is create. So once you face what happened, once you have started to repair what's hurt you, now you can start to create the life you want. And it's so important, you know, you have to ask, like someone said in the chat, you have to ask, what matters most to me now? What do I value? How do I define that value? And that's going to be, you know, let me use an example. One of my core values is security. And some people might say that's whatever. That sounds boring. No, it's not. It's so important to me because I don't define it the way most people do. But for me, security doesn't mean money. It's not about money for me. It's about emotional transparency and emotional safety. I would much rather have emotional safety in a relationship than someone who's rich. So I never even asked.
Damn, that's facts.
I never even asked my husband how much money he made before we got married, because first of all, I make my own money if I want it, and secondly, that's easy. Money comes and goes, but that emotional capacity to like hold space for someone and be emotionally regulated, whew, that is priceless. You cannot put a price on that. And so if you don't define your values,
I think creating like it's a safe zone for you, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's something
100%.
That for me is the number one thing too, is like I could give a shift less
about money,
like about like the things that gifting, of course we appreciate these things. It's a nice gesture and it does help.
Right.
But like that is not what's gonna win my heart. Like, not even close. I've had people on this movement do crazy things, um, but it wasn't the it's it goes so much deeper than just like a donation or
Yeah.
commenting on every video, um, which, like I said, I do appreciate, but it's like it's support, giving me that safe zone, and like, just I could go on about that, but like, Marmar said, "May I?" Marmar. Oh, wait. Marmar said, "I know we're not talking about love languages today, but there's something that always throws me off. I love giving gifts, but I honestly don't care much about getting them myself."
It's interesting. That actually I can see that sometimes in relationships. So it's sometimes we give in the way we don't necessarily want to receive, but it's about knowing that it's about telling the partner that you're with to set them up for success and connecting and combining and showing that you can meet them where they need to be loved. Because look, if someone needs a certain thing to feel loved and you're not giving it to them, you may be barking up the wrong tree. You may be putting the ladder on the wrong wall, trying to give them all this love, and they're going to feel like so empty. And we actually just, even children, this is so important. We're going into love languages, but
I have chat. This is like super for real, and like, by the way, relationships don't always mean husband, like wife.
yeah,
It could be
romantic.
like, it could be mother daughter.
Yeah,
It could be father
family,
son. It could be
child.
father daughter. I have learned this is like, and this is what I think has really helped me in my growth with like relationships is, Rose has gotten to that age now where she's obviously like, she's in between that teenager and
She's like a preteen.
she's a preteen, and where it's like she's her own self, she's her own human. Like Emmy is just, Emmy is just running around, like she's a little newborn pretty much still. She's about to be, guys, chat, Emmy's about to be 2 years old soon.
Wow.
5 more months. She's one.
God, I
and a half.
love her so much.
Um,
She calls me Gigi. I'm Gigi, by the way. That's what the kids call me. But she says Gigi. It's so sweet. Yeah, no,
it's been
no.
a good stream.
It's been a good stream. I want to give a bonus tip for healing after a breakup. So we got the 3, the ARC, the ARC. So important.
Wait.
ARC.
Don't forget ARC. Really quick, what does ARC mean? Just like bullet point.
Accept, repair,
repair,
create.
and create.
Those
One more
are the-
time. Accept
Repair.
and create.
That's right. So I want to give you just a bonus tip if you're healing after a breakup, even if, like I said, it's been a long time ago, and that is the power of forgiveness. Man, we carry so
you purposely talked about this one.
much resentment. We carry so much resentment.
I have struggled with resentment.
Yeah, it's really difficult. So, part of that creating and cultivating a new path forward, the last part, the create, is forgiveness. Because when we hold on to that emotional baggage, it actually hurts us more than it hurts the other person. So forgiveness is less about the other person, it's more about us. And it holds us hostage. It's like when you have that resentment and you're holding on to them, it's about accepting that there will never be a different past. But accepting that person is who they are. What has happened has happened. You cannot change what has happened. That's forgiveness. And it's really, really, it's powerful. Yeah. Have you ever heard of this statement? Is, resentment is like swallowing a poison and expecting the other person to suffer. Because it's not gonna, it's like you taking the poison. You're the one that's suffering. You're the one that's suffering. So, forgiveness is massive. And a lot of the times we will never get the apologies and the change in the other people that we just so desperately desire. But I'm going to tell you right now, you do not need that to heal. You don't need it. They're on their own timeline of healing. They're carrying the baton of baggage. That's what it's.
The baton of baggage is going to be
Yes.
ARC and baton of baggage. Like I said, I'm going to be looking at everything and showing what I learned. If anyone doesn't mind, yeah, please do. And really, it's not about us. Like, it's not about us right here.
I'll be saying free relationship coaching. Say less. I'm telling all my friends about your stream. Yes,
Hey,
come
shout out to Obi.
in.
And Obi is I've brought up Obi.
Oh yeah, I've seen you on Twitch here.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
And shout out to Obi. Obi has been a genuine light in my abyss in the last year and a half since meeting you. Someone that I feel like we still haven't had like a sit down talk, bro, and we will one time, but like just someone that I know has I know it, I sense it. My spidey sense is what I call it, and I always joke that I'm psychic. But
Yeah,
like just someone like you have such a good soul, bro, and I sense that, and the fact that you're here means a lot to me.
that's
We love
amazing.
Obi. We all who if you don't love Obi, you tell him to come see Papa Shit. Okay,
If
you
you're,
tell
yeah,
him.
I think people on YouTube, if they're watching us now, you can get over on Twitch because you
Yeah,
can see
if
it.
you're
You
over.
get the personalities that's in the room. So no, I love this, but I just want to say just want to close out by thinking about forgiveness. Is that you're basically saying to someone, you no longer get to control my story. You are the main character. They're a supporting character. Take them out of the script and let them go. It's okay if they don't play that role with you anymore. And it's they your ex may have been responsible for a lot of your pain, but you are responsible for your healing. You're
Whoa,
is
whoa, 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 whoa! You need a timeout real quick. You got there's a sound bit right there. Say that again.
your ex may be responsible for a lot of your pain, but you are responsible for your healing. It's not their job. It's your job.
You say that's something that I have really struggled with, huh?
Yeah, it's
Please,
really
you can
hard.
put me on blast a
Yeah,
little bit.
no,
Like they want to relate, they want to
yeah,
like we can let down my walls a little bit.
I think it's important because you deflected a lot of your pain onto the other person for a long time, and you realize, I think I see that in you now, starting to realize that it's not their job to heal you, it's your job to heal you. If we're waiting around for someone else to stop doing something or start doing something for our healing, we're going to be waiting a long time because it's going to be difficult. But I just want to say too, this is such a beautiful statement I heard many years ago, and I think it's really beautiful to close off the stream today. Is an enormous act of self love is no longer pursue the attention of someone unavailable who's not on the same page of you. It takes a lot of courage to go out in the world and understand and begin to truly believe that you are meant for something more.
Holy shit.
It's an enormous act of self-love to do this. You're not unlovable because someone didn't know how to love you. Okay, you're not unlovable. It just means they didn't know. You didn't know. Maybe
You're
they
gonna make
didn't
me
know.
cry, mom.
It's true though. So know how you need to be loved, know how to express it, do the work to heal. Even if you're in a relationship and you're still struggling, we could be in a relationship and still healing from a past breakup. Most likely, most of us are, because we don't do the work. So we're still in the healing process. Go through the ARC, go through ARC, do it on your own. Do some of your own research, get with somebody who can help you, support you, because beautiful relationships radiate and create beautiful families, and beautiful families create beautiful communities. Beautiful communities create beautiful world. So we got to do it.
I
We
mean,
got to do the work.
and I want to say something too is like, we talk about relationships, and I know a lot of us here in this chat also struggle with, like the relationships with our parents, and what I would say is genuinely, I feel like we have an amazing relationship. I feel like we are so close, and look at how it's trickled down to, Rose
Yeah.
and Emmy, and the way that our bond is when we're together. And
You're breaking the baggage, the baton. You're starting to break the baton. And Rose and Emmy, they're gonna have their own batons, and we're gonna be there to support them.
100%.
And we're gonna keep doing. The big thing is too is even if you have people in life, just keep growing, keep learning, keep growing, keep learning, keep doing it. So
There was some powerful sound bits in today's stream chat. You slayed it today. I love you.
I love you
and
too.
I'm really proud of you.
I'm
You
proud
have
of you.
been a role model for me in a lot of ways, and
I'm really proud of you.
Like I want to say too is like you going through like your divorce and moving. My mom, she didn't say peace out, but she did. Like
I kind of did.
She left. Like you were born here in the USA. We've lived here our whole lives. How long have you been
I raised all of you.
How long have you been in the UK for? 7, 8 years?
Well, I've been married to my husband now over 7 years, but I lived there for over 5, and I made that decision to move there, and it was very difficult. It was very
And it
difficult.
was the best thing you could have done, because like it showed me that like putting yourself first is the best way.
I had to do it, and I think for my husband and I, we've got between us 8 kids and 8 grandchildren. and it's the first time on both sides of our family that our some of our children have even witnessed a healthy relationship.
Mm.
And I have a really good relationship with my husband. I'm really happy, and I can say that with all honesty. It's not perfect, but it is really healthy.
Well, I mean, like,
And
you
it's
know, I've
beautiful.
said it before, but Taff is like is my mentor. Taff has given me more guidance, and I always say the term he's guided me to shore. You know, that's
He's the
like
original mind shifter.
he
Mine's
he is the mindset shifter, y'all. I'm telling you, Taff, her husband is like he is who I call when I need help. I need guidance. We just talked yesterday.
yeah.
And you know, at the end of the call, you brought this up today. At the end of the call, he's like, I want you to look in the mirror and I want you to say to yourself, like, I'm in control of this ship. I am guiding this ship and no one else is. I am in control. The uprising of the shifter movement and the downfall is 100% on me. And I am in control of this ship. Regardless of what waves we hit, regardless of
You're the captain.
I'm the captain, okay?
Well,
Captain Shift.
speaking of Captain Shift, I'm trying to think of what you do. We got a new song announcement, and I think it really it bodes well with our topic today about getting over a breakup. I'm so excited for this. I'm just gonna say I was witness to in the studio last night. You and Valentine recording, finishing this up. It's the best.
It's my best. The
It's
music has
amazing.
only leveled up and leveled up.
It's amazing.
Thank
It's
you guys for supporting
amazing.
with hitting the sub goal.
Yes.
My new song Heartbreak.
Oh,
I got goosebumps.
it's so
I literally
good.
got goosebumps. I'm telling you. I wonder if chat can see.
Oh yeah, like the hair standing up a little
But
bit.
like my new song Heartbreak is in the works. It's fully it's like 95% recorded.
It's beautiful.
Guys, I'm super excited. I'll have a teaser for you guys soon.
It's so good.
I'm
Valentine was on production last night. They were killing it, and she was singing on the. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, there's so much happening behind the scenes. But I'm really excited for this song Heartbreak. It
Yeah, tell us a
means
little bit about what's
uh,
behind it.
it's it's essentially exactly how it sounds. It's just dealing with heartbreak and getting to a point to where, like I said, like getting to a point to where recognizing that I'm trying to find the right words to like put this into place, but like my heart has been broken, Shift family, through my last relationship. I haven't opened up much about it, but my not just my heart, but my soul, everything has shattered from my past relationship. And this song is about rising from the ashes.
Yeah, it's
I get so emotional even thinking about it. The song is so good.
it's a beautiful
I
song.
can't wait. But this song is gonna be it's called Heartbreak. It's coming. I don't know when it's gonna drop. I want to drop it soon. But I have a really and here's what's different about this song too is that the beats, everything is made by me.
Everything you created the
Everything,
entire
the
song.
instrumental, the vocals, the production, it's all gonna be right here in this room. My sister and I have um, been doing things on it, but I'm guys, I cannot wait. Heartbreak is gonna be coming very soon. We've got Heartbreak. I know I've teased other songs, like we've teased Energy in the past.
Oh,
Um,
this is like
yeah, you
10x. I
guys,
can't even.
Criminal is right here. Even Criminal was a big level up. But like even just hearing my vocals,
Oh yeah, he's been doing vocal lessons with Valentine. Hopefully, we can get her back on Music Mondays. Let me tell you, you're. I was listening. You went last night in the studio here, just creating and recording. I was blown away. You've leveled up, and this
guys.
is about. This is
I
it.
recorded Criminal 9 months ago. For those that don't know, I recorded that song about 9 months ago. And you know it's funny because like with Heartbreak and Criminal, and then I've got another one after that. But it all ties into what this whole. There's a reason why this last song was Criminal. It's about this heartbreak that I've been through. It's about this past trauma and this pain, and with my past relationship and you know it's not to it's not to say anything negative about anyone because like we said, like
You're owning your
I'm
experience.
owning my own experience, and like there's can we do karaoke night with Mama Shift? Hey, you're actually an amazing singer too.
I am.
You are. Listen, you
I'm no.
birthed two
I
musicians.
did birth
Okay,
two musicians. I'm.
listen, you got a good
We
voice
might do it. We might do it.
one day.
We might do it.
Um,
I'm here for a few more weeks. So we might have to come back on. Let us know if you want to see any more topics on love, relationships.
we got my
We
mom
are-
here for another what 4 weeks?
Couple weeks, yeah.
Couple weeks, 3.5 weeks. So I think we should get at least maybe one more before you leave. If you guys
Heck
want, if you
yeah.
guys enjoyed the stream today, please drop an emoji, a purple heart.
Share it with a friend. Get somebody on Twitch because
let's
this
spread
is
this movement.
please, please, please. We love having you guys
and
here.
I want you
It's
guys to
nice.
please do me a huge favor. I talked about it earlier in the stream. Let me just do this really quick. But I want you guys just for Shifter, if I could ask you guys anything, if you don't have Spotify, that's okay. If you don't have Apple Music, that's okay. We're on YouTube, we're on Amazon. If you got Amazon Music, but guys, I want you guys to just do me a favor, and I want you guys to go listen to my song, The Truth. I'm gonna go right here. I'm gonna pin it in chat. We're gonna do this. Go listen to my song, The Truth. Think about everything we talked about today, and go listen to The Truth. And it kind of ties into what I've gone through a little bit. But these next few songs, we Criminal, and then just wait for Heartbreak.
Heartbreak is
Wait for
coming.
Heartbreak.
Can you give us an estimated time of delivery for Heartbreak?
I mean,
I kind of want to. I have some video from last night. Should I share it? No, I can't. I can't. No,
I'll do some. We'll do some teasers really soon. I promise. But I
Yes.
mean, realistically, I would love to upload it. Like, I would say like 2 weeks. Like, I'm trying to get it out. Like, I have. We're also those. If anyone's in Minnesota or wants to travel to Minnesota, we are performing. We are performing. Valentine and I are going to be performing
live.
live, not on stream,
Live, in person.
live in person. And
In
that'll be
Minneapolis.
in Minneapolis. That'll be on the 26th. I'm super duper excited for that. I'll post some announcements, but
You're nervous. I see you shaking. You think you're.
I always made this joke. I always make this joke all the time to Rose and everyone, but it's like it's all fun and games until Shift becomes a pop star. It's all fun and games. It's all yeah, okay, until Shift starts happening. But I love y'all, and I appreciate you guys. And regardless of what happens, you know, like we talked about it, it's not about becoming a pop star. It's not. This music has saved me. It has healed me. I was crying last night listening. You were in tears hearing it last night.
It's
like
beautiful.
there's a this the reward from music has already been fulfilled before I release it.
So everything else is just bonus. Bonus.
Cheat code to breaking free. If the results is something that you really strive for and like affect you a lot, like it's gonna be tough. That's all I'll say. I love y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in today. It has been, we were live for an hour and 22 minutes. It was a good stream.
Amazing. Thank you guys for having me.
I'm sorry
nice to
if
be here.
we missed a few comments. We did our best. I did my best. But I'm so thankful for you guys. Every one of you guys here has so much potential, and like I know all of you guys. I feel like I care. I'm in tune. And I appreciate you guys more than you know. You damn near know so many people in here just from how much I talk about them.
Yeah, I do. This is like a family too. So when you come into this stream and you join this community, you really do. You take note of everyone. It's beautiful. I love that. Love you guys too. Love you guys too. Absolutely.
I don't have Twitch open. I don't have any other tabs open right now. We're just gonna end the stream. I wish I had a clip ready of Heart. I want to wait on Heartbreak. It's so good.
I don't want to. Let's play the truth. Let's close it out with the truth.
We gotta close it out with the truth. You know, we're gonna play the truth. Guys, I love y'all. I need y'all to drop a bunch of emojis, Gojos, dancing, dinos. I'm gonna play the truth. You know what? If you don't, like I said, if you don't have Spotify, it doesn't matter. I'm about to play it for you right now. You better listen to it. We go right here. We're gonna go to music. I go to songs. I go to the truth. They don't recognize that it's the truth and nothing else. Love you. Until next time. Will it be next Wednesday? 3 weeks from now? I don't know. I'm the captain now. I'll make that decision. I love you guys so damn much. Without further ado, till next time, mama.
Till next time.
I cannot take it, I gotta break it. This energy, I have to face it. I will not make it, must let it be. I got a passion, I got a purpose. It's calling me, I can't ignore it. I must embrace it and break free. Cause you gon' hear me now, you gon' see me clearly now. Threw me right down to the ground, you didn't think I'd get up now. But I'm glad I did, I kept it moving, kept pursuing. Why you hating on what I'm doing? You can't stop the shift of moving. Don't care now what they say, I don't care what they do. They've been hating on me ever since I started, that ain't cool. You gon' paint me as a villain, but we know that it ain't true. I'm a legend in the making, and you know I'm pushing through. Give me the blame, I don't care, you can say that shit's insane. But I know deep down my thoughts are pure, and I'm a man of faith. It's okay, it's alright, one day you gon' really see that your words have so much power, and you'll reap the words you speak. What should I do? You gotta be the one to go ahead and stand out. They was laughing at me, now they all just got their hands out. They won't recognize that it's the truth and nothing else. You gotta shift your mindset, you gotta look for yourself. What should I do? You gotta be the one to go ahead and stand out. They was laughing at me, now they all just got their hands out. They won't recognize that it's the truth and nothing else. You gotta shift your mindset, you gotta look for yourself.
Oh, what are we doing? We love you guys. How do I stop it?